Hello. Welcome to the second live Feral Ladies of whatever this ongoing year is, 2026. It is still January, so it's like a new year, but it feels well broken in. So we are so excited to have you. We have an amazing guest for today. And several things before we get started. Step one, we will not curse in the first 10 to 15 minutes as best we can manage. But after that point, there will be language, little things. So if you need to protect tiny ears, go ahead and just get ready for that. And next, the most important thing is to introduce our guest for today, who we have been so excited to have on. We've got Sarra Cannon.
Yay! I'm pretty sure if we counted up the number of times that we've name dropped people on this channel, like you would be at the very top.
Yeah. I will claim that throne.
You and what Kacey enjoys doing with her husband, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, you might be slightly behind Easy because I make a point of telling the internet, hello, internet, my name's Kacey, and I enjoy sleeping with my husband.
And there's more. Yes, we did warn to protect tiny ears 10 to 15 minutes in, Kacey. So
I said it that way.
We made it 1 minute, 45 seconds.
Yep. I like naps. It's fun.
I do enjoy naps with my husband.
Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself to the Feral Ladies people?
I don't know why you guys put up with me.
I don't have an official bio or anything, but I'm Sarra. I write young adult fantasy, mostly contemporary fantasy, portal fantasy, and I published my first book in 2010. So I have been around in the indie publishing world, fully indie, no hybrid, just fully indie, for a long time. I feel like I'm an old timer at this point. You know, so many people are new to it. So I've been around for about 15 and a half years there. And then I also coach people on how to have a sustainable author career and self-publish. So I have a kind of two brands, have YouTube, Instagram, website for Sarra Cannon for all my books, and then all the same for Heart Breathings, which comes from Wordsworth quote that I had tattooed at my 40th birthday, that says, fill your paper with the breathings of your heart, because there's just so much word out there of just write to the market, write what's going to sell, write what sells, screw the book of your heart, write what's going to sell. And I was like, there's got to be some discussion here. There's got to be some voices about write what you love, and then how do you make money and sustain a career writing what you're really passionate about. So that's kind of what I'm about.
I love it. We already have some doubling down in the comments, which I love. So best coach ever from Angela. It's from the internet. Steffi asked who does the growl. We just all do the growl after.
We don't sound that good.
It's just internet growls. So we've got a bunch of folks in the chat already. We are so excited to have you here with us. And we know at least a couple of people. This is their first time here at Feral Ladies. So I will also have the Feral Lady hostesses introduce themselves if you would like.
Kacey.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Kacey Ezel. I write emotionally charged adventure fantasy and science fiction. And I am a huge fangirl who basically consensually stalked Sarra until she decided to become one of my friends. So
it all worked out. It worked out in my favor. But if for anybody watching from my coffee chats, if you're here for my coffee chats, Kacey is often there as Sevilla Lost. So you know her from Discord, probably.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
Melissa.
I'm Melissa Olthoff. I write sci-fi and fantasy, and you're always going to get some romance in there because I write what I love to read. And I did not stalk anybody, but I have seen Kacey in action with like, hi, we're going to be friends. And you just go, okay, this sounds amazing. Let's go.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit like that.
You know you're winning one. I am Marisa Wolf. I write science fiction and fantasy that ends in hope, though I will make you zero promises about the path to get to that hope. I am not the RAR in the RAR, but we are we are delighted to be here. So I'm going to turn this over mostly to Kacey, although I cannot be fully quiet because that's who I am. I got to meet Sarra for the first time on a road trip last year, and it was one of those, like, I was super nervous, you know, like when you meet friends of your friends and you're like, but what if she doesn't like me though? And then Kacey decides, well, now I can't like Marisa anymore and I have to leave immediately, which is of course what my brain does, which is not a thing, right? That's nothing. But of course, like 13-year-old Marisa brain is like, well, this is the end of your friendship. It's gonna make that 30-hour drive back real hard. But 46-year-old Marisa is ignoring Kacey right now. Knows for a fact. So really, I was so delighted to meet Sarah, and then she was even cooler than my already high expectations. Yes, Kacey.
Okay, that is all true. Everything that you said was true, right?
That was real. Yeah.
However, in answer to 13-year-old Marisa, I would like to point out to you, sweet girl, 13-year-old Marisa.
It's okay. She's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just talking to her. Dear 13-year-old Marisa, according to the internet, this past weekend, the hell has frozen over. And I still will never give up my friendship with Marisa or Melissa or Sarah for that matter. So if you guys don't like each other, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wasn't even nervous to meet you, Marisa, because I knew if this is Kacey's best friend, I'm going to love her. No doubt. No doubt. And it was true. It was true. We had the best time.
We did.
have
It
a
was
really good
so
time.
much fun. It was so much fun.
We had some random strangers accidentally get charged for our dessert at the
Oh, that's
Cheesecake Factory.
That was fun. We were having so much fun. The waitress was like, "You shouldn't have to pay for this."
And then she came back and she
Strangers.
was like, I'm
No.
sorry.
Pretty good.
Pretty
great.
Pretty great.
Steffi, who we also love very much in the chat. Good. Welcome. Just smile with us. The world needs more joy always.
That's right.
We are happy.
Our wholesomeness makes up for our language. That's what I'm going to go with.
I love that. I love that. Somebody make that a tagline for us. And I love, yes, Kacey is such social glue. She's so amazing. We love Kacey.
I'm just unhinged.
Oh no, Angela, I am not hearing an echo. I don't know. I'm so sorry. If one of us is echoing more, let us know. I can try maybe headphones or something. But I have a fancy new microphone. Finger words are better than math words. And here we are. And Brian. Yes. Melissa brings many things to the table. She's the only cackler of the group. It's all good.
That is a lie.
Straight face. That was impressive.
Almost a straight face. Anyway, okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you for confirming about echoes. And Angela, I hope it is fixed. I'm so sorry because that is not fun. And I don't know where you were. Yes, I do. Honk. Nick, that's not what I was trying to select, though. Hell did, in fact, freeze. It was negative degrees here. So,
yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah.
It was 13 degrees here in Texas. So
in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm equating Texas with hell. I know. I think Texas is a lovely place.
No,
But
there is called Hell, Texas.
there is. And yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It was.
yeah, it was cold.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
There we
It
are.
was cold.
So
Oh, Rob Monson's here.
Hey, Ben Yellow. Hi, Ben.
Showing up to confirm about all the honking. Thanks, guys.
Goose hunting is a thing, and so is dying moose.
yes.
We're doing great. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead, Kacey.
Oh no, I was. So Sarah, you told us that you started publishing in 2010. Correct. What, if you want to tell us, and feel free to tell me to F off, but use the abbreviation because it's only 9 minutes. What led to your decision to self-publish rather than going, the more traditional route? Because that wasn't super common in 2010.
It was not common. It was not common at all. And it was, everybody I knew was saying, this is the worst possible thing you could do. You're never going to sell any books. The only people that do this are people who can't get deals, like terrible idea. But I was very lucky enough to be able to quit my job as a full-time teacher, which I loved kids. I did not love teaching full-time. There's a lot of just a lot of things I didn't love about that job. And I was a music teacher. So I actually have a master's degree in opera performance, which is very random. But then was teaching music elementary school and met this guy online. He might be in the comments at some point. He's watching, I think, playing EverQuest 2. And
we love
fell
it.
in love. And he was like, I want you to come move in with me and you can just do whatever you want to do for 5 years. And I will just take care of you. Like, I just want you to come move in with me. And so I took the leap and I was like, I want to be an author. And I spent a couple of years trying to work on books. And, people were like, oh, you need to write this will sell better. This, try for Harlequin, try for this kind of deal. And so I just was ping ponging around trying to be like, how can I get a deal? And the day that we left to go get married, I got a rejection letter from Harlequin saying there's too much subplot in this. And I am just like, I don't think this is really what I want to write. And I thought, what I read is young adult, what I read is fantasy. This is what I want to write. And when I started, I was just like writing what I wanted to write, and then threw it into agent and thought, she sent me back this really nice letter that was like, you have such an amazing talent. I love your voice, but this story just isn't for me. And I had so many friends at the time that had been trying to get a trad deal for a decade, 5, 10, 20 books they'd written and never got it out there. And I was thinking, I don't want to do this forever, just waiting for someone else to say this story was good enough to publish, but you're a great writer, but I can't, you've got too much subplot or too much this. Like, I just want to do it my way. And coming from opera where it's the same. You have to sing it exactly like the director wants you to sing it. You have to go listen to these, people from 100 years ago that did this aria exactly this way. And you just don't get any creative license. And I didn't want to have to do that. And we were looking around and thinking, who are these people that have these books on Amazon for 99 cents? Like, what's going on here? Because it was only a handful of people like Amanda Hawking and Joe Conrath, and just really a small group. And George and I started talking on a summer vacation, and I was thinking, this is the craziest thing, but let's see if we can do it. And so I published my first book, October 2010. And it was not the books that I had written for Hopeful Trad or anything like that. It was just like, I sat down and thought, I'm going to make a quilt and I'm just going to binge watch stuff on YouTube until I come up with an idea to write. And I found Veronica Mars and loved her snark, loved the mystery of it. But I thought, what if she was a witch? And so I came up with this idea, Beautiful Demons, and I wrote it in about 2 months and published it myself, thinking, well, even if 10 people buy it, it'll be great. And at this point, I've sold 1.2 million books.
Shoot.
So I bought it.
A couple people liked it, it sounds like. Yeah.
A few people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Melissa, I just saw your face when she mentioned the snark and, the young adult witch. And I was like, holy 13 minutes. Snap. Melissa, you should read Beautiful Demons. You would love it.
I have an open tab with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Yeah. And just in case anyone in the chat wants to know, I think your first 3 books in your Shadow Demon series are perma-free, right, Sarah?
Yep. The first 3,
Yeah.
It's called the Beautiful Demons box set. So you can get the first 3 together in ebook.
Yeah,
first 2 are an audiobook as well, not free, but out there. But the rest of the audiobooks are coming 15 years later.
Exciting. That's so exciting, though. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have our first question from the fabulous Steffi. Sarah, how hard, especially since you were a pioneer of it, how hard was it to self-publish?
I mean, it's such a different landscape now than it was in 2010. It was harder then because nobody had there were no guides on what to do.
Yeah.
So you were just like, I got to figure out how to format this book. I have to figure out how to get it in the hands of people. I have no idea. But it was easier in that if your book was $2.99, it stood out because every book was $17. And so there were lots of advantages to getting there early, less competition. Price was a really big qualifier, compared to trad. Now there's a lot that's easier about the process because you can format your book for free on Readsy, or, you know, there's lots of tools out there. There's lots of guides, there's lots of advice, but it's a lot harder in terms of discoverability because there's so many more books. Kindle Unlimited just like made millions of books basically free for a monthly subscription. So it's just a lot harder to get out there, especially if your book is not something that's like easily recognizable in terms of what the genre is. If it's kind of outside the box, you have to figure out how you find your readers. And that's probably the most challenging part. I would say there's a steep learning curve when it comes to figuring out how do I format, what are the decisions I need to make, all of that kind of thing. But also it's 100% in your control, you know, so you can follow those, you know, tutorials and other things like that, but you can write what you really want to write and you can put it out there and you can find your community of readers. So in that way, it's so much easier than trying to find the right deal and then hoping that they're going to push you enough to get readers and that your book is going to be seen. So it has pros and cons.
Yeah.
That's
a
I'm just going to keep popping up these great comments. Like Tony, who is joining us from the future. I did see that it was 82 degrees for you, Tony. I stay cool. But yeah, he grabbed the Shadow Demon Saga on Kacey's recommendation. It is in the TBR.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that was such a great question, Steffi, because you didn't know this, but that's an excellent segue to talk about the other piece of Sarah's business, which is as a writing and self-publishing coach. So you have like an entire, you don't call it this, but I call it this, university level course called Publish and Thrive that takes people step by step through how you do all of those things. What made you want to start doing that?
And already we got the like double thumbs up for this. So Angela's comment, if you're just listening, not watching, Angela says, I'm published because of Sarah. Actually, I blame her for why I wrote a children's series.
I actually have, I have these books on my shelf, but these are a lot of copies of the same book. I have more than 100 books on my shelf in my other bookshelf from students that have taken the class that have sent me their books. But there's over 700 people that have published to success through that. But I started Heart Breathings, honestly, because there was a big Facebook group full of indie authors. And this was somewhere around 2016. It took me a couple years to actually get the nerve to start a YouTube channel. But around that time, somebody tagged me in a post where somebody had said, what's the best advice you ever got about self-publishing? And several people had tagged me because I had spoken at conferences, and, you know, people called me an indie like evangelist because I love this process. And I was reading through the other comments that were not people that had tagged me. And so many people said that what I was saying earlier, don't write what you love. This is a market. You have to write what's selling best. And the overwhelming advice was like, pick out the top 10 books on Amazon and just copy them beat by beat, chapter by chapter, change the names, and you'll make money. And people thought that was great advice because they had done something like that and then managed to maybe make a few bucks extra or whatever. But I feel like, and this is no judgment against however anyone chooses to write, or maybe it is a bit of judgment, but it's just, there's a lot of ways to make money in the world. Like if you're going to be a writer, write what you really want to write. That's my opinion. And I know it can be more challenging when you write something that's a little bit off or quirky or weird, but at the same time, like Dungeon Crawler Carl is quirky and weird as hell. And it's, you know, massive bestseller.
Yeah.
I just feel like I had to start a channel talking about not only this idea of, well, if I'm not making enough money, I should write 20 books a year and write as fast as I can. There's George. Taznock 79. Said I heard you, but I was with the chickens.
I was with the chickens. That's amazing. That is a great entry line. I feel like
that is a good entry line. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
I also feel like it would look good on a shirt, right? Like walk around a con with that on your shirt and people be like,
you're like, what book's that from?
Many now. No, that's great.
But yeah, I mean, I started YouTube just Heart Breathings because I thought not only are people burning themselves out trying to write more books than what is sustainable and trying to market and trying to balance everything, but also so many people think we're being told that the only way to make money is to write like this one, whatever the hottest current genre is. And it's just not true. It might be the easiest way to make 7 figures, but like,
how sustainable, right? Like how long are you going to continue to do it?
How sustainable is it to write something that you don't want to write? I don't know. And so some people don't care. They're like, as long as I'm writing romance, I'm happy. Or as long as I'm writing fantasy, I'll write whatever. And that's great, but not all of us are like that. So it's just a matter of knowing what your goal is and whether you have a passion for something in particular and the kind of stories you want to write. And then figuring out, okay, how do I take this and make it as popular and successful as I can? So
we have a question about that, but real quick, because I think this is a quick one. Did you do the physical copies, like print a bunch up in advance? Do you mostly print on demand? How does that look?
So I did not even get any physical copies of my books made until I was invited to do a book signing in 2013 or 2014, I think. And I only got maybe the first book done. So I would say, especially when you're just getting started, that you can really get a big start with ebooks. There's all you have to do is format the book. You can do it free on Readsy or Draft to Digital. And starting an Amazon account is free. You know, all of these things. You need a cover. You need a well-edited book, but you can really do it inexpensively. And then with print books, you can just do print on demand. So you can upload your book to Ingram Spark or to KDP Print or to Barnes & Noble, and it's print on demand. So you don't pay anything up front except for the price of your cover art or your formatting. And then every time a book is sold, they print it and send it out. So you just get royalty, but you don't have to put any money up front. Now, there's a change that happened probably about 5 or 6 years ago where more and more indies started getting special editions. And it started out with people who would send their books off to someone and have the edges sprayed, and then they'd put them up on Etsy. But that has evolved, as I'm sure you know, to where even bookstores are selling, you know, special editions. That all came from the indie world, by the way. But in that case, some people will now buy and have entire warehouses of books that they sell on TikTok Shop or on their own direct website or, you know, something like that. But you don't have to. And that I think is what gets confusing about the indie world is there's so many options that it's hard to know, like, when do I have enough information? When am I making the right choice? But also, it's so cool because you can literally just design your career the way you want it to be. Like, you could sell only hardcovers if you wanted, or you could sell only ebooks and never make a print book and still make money. And it's just a really cool path.
That's awesome.
I'm passionate about it, so I will just talk. I'll talk forever.
No, I love it. That's
it.
why you're here.
Also, clearly the audience is loving it too, because I think we've asked like 2 questions and they are carrying it.
Yeah.
And I love it. So I love this one from Brian. Thank you, Brian. So how much work is it to self-promote? And of course it can vary like everything, right? But like, how many other podcasts do you try to do? Various cons? Does that look like?
You know, I honestly do more cons for the coaching than I do for the book signing. So I did have 1 year. We like keep going back to the 2013 for some reason, but 2013, I was like, this is the year I'm going to try a lot of cons. So I went to maybe 6. I hate to say 6 or 7 because I have a teenage son and he's like 6, 7.
Yeah.
Like, why is this in the
We all know.
But I went to a con every month or every other month, and honestly just didn't see that I sold more books. The best thing that came from it was meeting other authors that I could collaborate with, which then led to selling more books because I got into their newsletters, or we collaborated with short story collections or other things like that. But actually going to cons was not a big sales driver for me. I think that there are some genres where that's more possible. If you're if you're a romance, like Melissa said, everything in my books has some romance in it because it's just part of the life experience. It always is going to be in there. But not all of my books are romances. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Like my Shadow Demon Saga is not a romance, but there's strong romance in the series. And so I was doing a lot of romance author cons because that's where the YA authors were, but I wasn't really the target. I didn't have a male model at my table. I didn't, like have a big man chest on the, on a billboard or whatever behind me. So I wasn't selling the same way some of the other authors were. So anyway, in terms of how hard it is to self-promote, that is hands down the hardest part. I mean, the writing is hard enough, but getting discovered, that's the hardest part, because there's just so many authors and so many great books out there. So you got to figure out, how do I get discovered? And for some authors, it's just all about ads, Facebook ads, Amazon ads, BookBub ads, things like that. I have never done ads for my own stuff. It's been all organic. As you can tell, I talk a lot. So I get online and I talk a lot about my books.
When you're compelling, I mean, come on.
I'm just listening. Like, this is
I know. I love it. Yes. So we've got 2 comments real quick. Angela, I feel like this was clear, but I am with you on always needing to like be sure people are not misunderstanding me. Angela says, let me rephrase. I blame Sarah in the best way possible, which full respect. And then Steffi, right from jump. I can see why you all love Sarah so much. Right?
I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
26 minutes.
26 minutes.
That's right.
I made
You
it.
did so good. Really well done.
I mean, Angela is my 6-year-old daughter's favorite author.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she loves those books. So we're all happy those books are in the world, but we're also trying to get Angela into her romance writing life as well, because she wants to write. Angela's stupid phone. Wait, what? I was trying to read the comments. We're trying to get her to write her romance series next. So
you right, Cassie? Yes.
Ma'am.
One more
Yes,
Angela
ma'am, I have.
for the best. I have yet to meet Angela in the real life, but the Angela that I have met in the real life internet streets, frickin' delight. The more of her in the world, the better. And Cassie. So Cassie said Casey's been dying holding back that F word. Girl, yes, there was one. I will never let this go because I am in awe of the just like skill and determination. There was one show.
You're welcome.
This girl started talking at like 13 and a half minutes and just kept going till she was 15, just so she could break the F wall. Like it was incredibly well done. The style points were off the charts. So yeah.
Thank you.
We admire skill in this house. Yeah. Pretty great. It's pretty great. Oh man. We also, while I am already running my mouth, a quick note to Nick Steverson, our little brother in the chat.
Our feral menace.
Our feral menace. Broke his ankle today, which is why I've been giving him crap in the comments for the crap he's giving us. So everybody wish him well. And if you want to like write in the comments what you would totally write on his cast if this were middle school and we were in person, please feel free, because
good call.
Delight. Yes.
I know exactly what I would write on his cast, which would be, my friend, there are easier ways to get writing time.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Speaking of ways, no, I'm just kidding. And people are being nice. Don't be nice. It's Nick.
Nice to him.
But yes,
you're going to hear him. Be mean.
We do want him to feel better soon. No, we do. We love Nick. But yikes. Rob from Jump. Poor planning, man.
Well done.
Do better. Yeah. So Sarah, in 2010, when you were getting started and you were telling the stories that you wanted to tell, which is amazing, did you already have this empire plan? Like, were you already like, this is what I'm going to do? Or was it like piece by piece, like, oh, wow, this is a big jump. Like, let me kind of rescale what's going.
I mean, I am the kind of person who I grew up, you know how back in the 80s, well, maybe some of you don't, but for me, I just turned 49 on Friday.
Happy birthday!
1 year to the big 50. Back in the 80s, I used to watch those sitcoms like Growing Pains, where they'd be like, Sarah, and you like, you know, they like smile at the camera. I was the kid who was like always sure that I was going to be on camera somehow, you know, like I'm going to be on the TV show. And it's so funny because YouTube gives us a chance to have our own TV show. So I didn't need agent or anyone to pick me. I got to just create my own life, which is what I love about the internet. But yeah, I always saw building community as what I most wanted to do. I wanted to have community. I wanted to have an audience. I wanted to have a group of people that are weird like me and liked the things that I liked. And Kacey joined me on this adventure, as well as some of the people in the chat. Marisa and Melissa, y'all are both included in this weird people community.
Yes.
But yeah, I always knew that I wanted more like that. And I thought for a while that it would be music that was going to get me where I wanted to go. But then just somewhere along the line, I was like, this is not what I want to do. And what really happened is I really wanted to be a Broadway singer. And the more I got into the like academic world, the more they pushed me. Your voice is right for this. And I really, it was a moment of almost self-betrayal. I hate to say it that way because my voice was really better equipped for opera, but that's not really what I wanted to do. And so I kind of tried that on like you're trying on a dress that doesn't quite fit, and was like, I'm going to try this career. And eventually I was like, no, this is not what I want to do. And so I was just teaching music because I didn't know I wasn't qualified to do anything else. And this dream was always there. I want to write. I want to write. I want to write. And when George gave me the opportunity to be able to be like, okay, peace out teaching, I'm going to go write for a living. I just took it with both hands and was like, okay, we're going to do this. But I had no idea that it was going to turn into, whatever this is. I don't know. It's this crazy, amazing community. So I had no idea. I thought Beautiful Demons would be a trilogy. I was planning it to be 3 books. And at this point, it's 17 novels between all the spinoffs, and there's more to come. So who knows?
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. We know how that goes. The reason I put my hand up was because I wanted to remember that I wanted to say this. Welcome, Sarah, to the Club of Women. All 4 of us are here. Well, there are more than 4 of us, but all 4 of us on the screen right now are members of the Club of Women who have amazing, super supportive, really great partners. So we love it when people tell that truth about their relationships, because it feels like a lot of times in the world there's just a lot of complaining about the people that you choose to spend your life with. And so we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Yeah. We're all very fortunate, and so as a longtime fan and viewer of your channel, I know that you can't say enough good stuff about George. He seems like a really awesome dude, and I am telling you, George, if you are listening right now, if I ever get the chance to introduce you to Easy, my husband, bromance of your life, dude. I'm telling you, you guys, from the way Sarah talks about you, you guys would hit it off like a fucking house on fire. So yeah, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, George, when I was like, this doesn't seem like real life. I mean, he said 2 things to me. He's like, move in with me and you can do whatever you want for a career. And I was like, well, I want to be a writer. And I thought for sure he would say, well, that's not realistic. Let's pick a real job. But he didn't. He said, okay, well, then come be a writer. And then he said, there's a Hello Kitty store here in town. In Raleigh. And I was like, okay, I'm sold. Because I'm also
that's amazing.
Since I'm literally just sitting here playing with a Hello Kitty charm just because here there's Hello Kitty everywhere.
It's all
so those
rocks. We're all fiddling with something. That's amazing.
We've all got something. He said he was in a soul-sucking job, corporate job he did not love. And he said, you writing is a much better chance of me being able to someday quit my job. And he just really and truly believed in me from the beginning. And within those 5 years, let's see. So I moved in with him in 2007. It's just like, where's the time gone? I don't even understand.
We don't do time math.
We don't do time math here. Yeah. Don't worry.
Don't do the math.
2007. And by 2012, he had quit his job and has not had to work since. So he does develop Roblox games for fun, but he is a permanent partner and support person, and he's my muse, really. Like, I run every idea by him. He reads every book first. We come up with we have a big whiteboard in our bedroom, and it'll just be like, figure out what's happening in the story next. And yeah, it's amazing.
I love it.
So for people in our chat who are not familiar with Sarah's channel, she said this multiple times, that like every vertical surface in her house either has like bookshelves or some sort of productivity tool on it, because she's such a productivity planner, like visual thought person, right? So which is part of the reason why you created the HB90 planner, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, yeah, I have literally just piles of sticky notes on my desk, because I'm a visual learner, and a lot of stuff is out of sight, out of mind for me. And I hit this point where, I mean, I know we all think, oh, I'm scared of failure, but I think I had really this idea. I mean, we're 30 minutes. We're almost 40 minutes in. I can just feel my heart. I grew up with a narcissistic mother. And for anybody here that has grown up with a narcissistic parent, you know that you're just never good enough. Never good enough. You have to people please. You have to change who you are to try to fit into what they wanted you to be. And then it's still not enough. And so I think there was a belief inside me that was like, if I can put my work out there and people like it, and I can make enough money to afford a bigger house or to afford a nicer car or the decorations that I want, that I'll just feel really fulfilled by all of that. And I was having the time of my life getting that success. But once I hit a certain level of success, I think I was like 250 grand a year from writing, which was so outside of what I ever believed was going to be possible. Like, that was so outside of the realm of possibility that it just put me into a deep depression, which is not where you want to be. It's like the opposite of where you think you would be if you ever hit that. Like, we had bought a new house. We were on paper, everything seemed to be perfect. And that was almost exactly 10 years ago. And I just found that I was binge watching a lot of true crime, which there's nothing wrong with that, except that I was never getting out of bed and not showering. Like, it was true depression. And I just hit a point where I was like, I can't let this be my life. Like, I'm the sole income provider for my family. I have a little boy. I have to start working again. What am I going to do? And I grabbed a sticky note pad and just was like, okay, what do I need to get done tomorrow? And I started writing it, put it on the wall so that I can't avoid it. It's right there, front and center. It's on my mirror, it's wherever. And I started writing my to-do list there. And then somebody was like, oh, it's kind of like a Kanban board, which is not a condom board, by the way.
Now we know. Important.
Whenever I talk about it on Instagram stories, this happened to me yesterday. It thinks that it auto translates your caption, and it always says condom board. And I'm like, I always have to go back and look, because people will screenshot it and send it to me and say condom. Kanban, Kanban, it's for those of you that know, you know, but it was developed by an employee at Toyota so that you could visually see who was working on what and what was in progress, what still needed to be done, what was done. It was like a group productivity visual. And somebody said, oh, that's kind of what you're doing with sticky notes. And I was like, okay, let me look into it. So I did a little bit of research, and then I started to sort of hone the process. So now I have a process that I teach other people, which is basically to take 3 goals every 90 days and break them down into projects, and then break those projects into tiny little tasks that you put on a sticky note that are front and center in your face. You can use Trello or a digital tool if that works for you, or a bullet journal, but I put it on the wall. So every task I'm going to do over the next 90 days is on a sticky note on my wall. And I know when it's to do and when it's doing and when it's done. And that for me is like accountability, clarity, visual progress, and just it really keeps me from, like, as an indie author, probably every author, but I think indies more so because we have so much marketing and other little tasks to do. You could just get buried under the number of things that you could be doing to sell more books or, whatever. And so, you say, these are the things I'm committing to, and I'm not going to put anything else on my plate. And so when someone says, oh, well, what about doing this? You should be doing TikTok, or you should be doing this. It's like, it's not on my sticky note. It's not getting done.
I love that.
Yes.
I love it. You've got some great. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, we've got some great comments. So respond to that, and then we'll go through some comments.
Oh, okay. I was going to say your system, Sarah. I don't know if I ever told you this. Your system, the HB90 system, really saved my bacon when I was in the process of transitioning off active duty, retiring from active duty, and figuring out how I was going to run my life as a civilian helicopter pilot, which was a full-time job, but because of the way the schedule was, it was like an every other week job. So my plan, and this is what I did for a year, was I would fly, I would have my shift where I would fly. And then on my off weeks, I was doing my writing. And there was so much that goes into retiring from the Air Force, right? And, everything with like getting things set up with the VA and buying a new house and moving across the world and having the structure that you came up with the HB90 system was the thing that allowed me to not get divorced during that time, because because it was Easy's fault, but because
Easy owes me.
Yeah, Easy owes you. Just because I there was so much, and it's such a stressful time. Talk to any veteran, they'll tell you transitioning out of the military it's you're changing your entire identity, and there's a lot that goes into it. So I was very grateful that I had found you. I think I found your channel during the pandemic, when you were doing readings of The Witch's Key. So, but I found you through productivity tools is how I found you. So yeah.
I'm
so
only
I love
shaking my head because I think it might have been earlier, Sarah, only because Kacey and I wrote several books together starting in 2017. And pretty early, I want to say by like the second one, she's like, okay, I follow this chick on YouTube. She's got this outline tool that is amazing. This is what we're using for the next book. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, no, this is amazing. And I was like, okay, it's my second novel. I don't know. Let's go. Like, great. And it was amazing. But I didn't put together for years that you were the same person, that Heart Breathings and then this amazing schedule thing. But
I was like, you have to go sign up for her email list. Otherwise you can't have the tool.
Well, she didn't give me the tool. She just told me this is the process we're doing. And I was like, and then I went next week. I was like, yeah, no, it was lovely.
I did that series. So I did what she's talking about is that was, I think it was in 2018. I had just started my other YouTube channel. So I have two. One is Sarra Cannon, one is Heart Breathings. I had just started my Heart Breathings channel, and I did a series on how to plot a novel, and I created a free workbook that went along with it. And I still use it to this day. I think Kacey still uses it to this day.
Yeah.
So she probably found me sometime around there, 2018, 2019, maybe.
Like around
it might have been 2019, because I want to say I was listening to those videos on my phone driving in Japan. So yeah.
All right. So there was up for a long time. So hopefully you all saw it. Stephanie recommends Hello Kitty Great Island Adventure.
Yes, so I have purchased that. My daughter has played it, but I haven't played it. So I'm glad you reminded me of it. There's so many games, so little time, but I'm glad you reminded me.
Real. Keith has joined. Hello, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
He's loving these stories, which is great. There's a lot of time math in here, so we'll come back to that in a little bit. But a really good one. Brian is downloading Beautiful Demons right now. Amazing, loves the covers. Who was your artist?
Thank you. So my cover artist is named Raven, Ravven. You can find her link in the front of the books. Once you download it, there'll be a link to her website. She does pre-made covers too sometimes, and just amazing fantasy covers. So she did all the covers for my Shadow Demon Saga. She did all the covers for my Eternal Sorrows, which is a mashup of, it's like a portal fantasy zombie apocalypse series with witches. So if you like magic being the cause of the zombie apocalypse rather than like a military experiment gone wrong, you would love that series. And then she also has done the covers for my latest book, which is A Mirror of Shadows. So she's the majority of my covers have been done by Raven.
These covers are gorgeous. And yes, I'm looking at them on my phone.
Yep.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
This is like, I am on task. It's just my task is covers. I love it. We have a lot of yes. There's a lot of paperwork, and staying organized really does help marriages. We love that. That's all very good. The very quick time math story goes like this. Because keep in mind, Melissa is an accountant. So this isn't an anti-math screed. This is a time screed. So I was on a family trip and was saying something. My niece was at the time like 8 or 9, very prime young girl age. And I said something about, we were trying to figure something out. And I was like, oh God, math is hard. And I was like, no, math is not hard. Time math is hard. And she was like, okay. And then later we were trying to figure out when the delivery person was coming. And she leaned in and she goes, Marisa, time math is hard. And I was like, it is. And the 80s was 20 years ago. Time math is hard. We don't do that here.
Right.
We are not against math or young people doing math.
No.
I also really enjoyed That's So Raven. That was so great.
I love that show.
Nick is here for the chaos. Steffi is here for all the good planning, which, yes, Steffi, go subscribe to both those channels. I did that directly after meeting Sarah. It was amazing. Rob has a very important question for you, Sarah. This is always very important. How do you properly implement cybersecurity best practices for your posting?
The most dangerous thing is if I'm ever on YouTube now, like people will literally pause the video to like zoom in to try to see what's she working on next. That's the worst cybersecurity part of it. But then I'm like, I'll put stuff up because I used to have, before I put these bookshelves in here, I had a huge plotting wall in here, which was basically just like easel paper all over the entire wall and sticky notes to plot. But then I didn't realize it that anytime I panned over, people were trying to see the plot twist. And I was like, so I had to move it.
That's dedication, though. You know, that level of fandom is pretty peak.
It's like you can't be mad about it because you're like, there's at least one person who cares that this book is coming out.
Wants to know so badly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I do want to talk about that community because you have done an incredible job building community. So like you said, you don't do ads, you do a lot of just organic marketing, which is the dream, right? Yeah. So from Keith, you're all awesome. Lots of cool positive energy and all kick ass, which freaking yes, that is what we're here for. So your community, I have only experienced it like tangentially. And it is clearly this amazing, supportive, like joyous, gorgeous thing. Like, again, did you set out to build this? Or is this one of those things that you turned and you were like, holy crap, this is happening?
You know, when George first said to me, why do you want to be a writer? That was the number one thing I said is I feel like I grew up in a very small town, like super small. And I grew up in the middle of the woods in a log cabin that my dad built with his own 2 hands. And I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. So books were my friends. And I just said, I want to be a writer because I want to create worlds where people feel like they're a part of something. Right. That was the whole point of it. It's like, I don't need to make 7 figures to be happy. Like that's a big buzz thing right now. A lot of authors in the indie world, like this is the year I'm going to make 7 figures. And like, yay. Like I would love to make 7 figures. I'm not going to turn it down, but at the same time, it's what I mean, if it happens, it happens. I would be happy. I'm not universe. I am not denying the fact that would be amazing.
Not anti-abundance. Yeah.
But the goal for me has always been community. But I didn't really know exactly what that would look like or how it would play out. And so it just has grown organically. But it has been hard to manage 2 communities at the same time. And so when I started Heart Breathings, I knew I wanted to talk about how to be sustainable, how to write, how to plot your book, how to plan, all that stuff. But I didn't expect for it to take on so much of a community life. And that partially is the power of YouTube, I think, but also just finding that community of authors that we really are all feeling the same things. And it just grew from there. But then it sort of ate my author career.
Oh.
And it was, I had a second child. So I had Evie in 2019, right before the pandemic started. And it was just so much harder than I expected to manage 2 brands, courses, 2 Instagram, everything, and still be writing full time, and 2 kids, all of that. So this is really the year I feel like I'm finally going to be getting back to full-time writing, because I have published, since I started my YouTube channel 8 years ago, I have published 8 more books. So it's not like I haven't been publishing at all, but most of those happened in the beginning of that time period. And then it took me a few years, and then I published 1 book in 2023, and then nothing last year, even though 2024. See, time math. I don't know what year.
It's hard. Yeah.
Came out in 24.
2024, I published a standalone mystery called The Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. So if you
that is next on my list. I'm so excited.
If you like unreliable narrators, shifting timelines, and cool twists, standalone with a little bit of a ghost sort of, is it in her head or not, feel to it, you will love this book. I put my whole heart into that book. It was the hardest book I've ever written. But I love it. So that came out October 2024. And then last year I did write a book, A Mirror of Shadows, and I read it live on YouTube, but it hasn't actually come out yet because I'm adding like 15 to 20,000 words to it because I'm crazy. This is the year this is the year I find balance. I just hired a new, not full-time, but part-time operations manager, which I am so excited to have her on the team. So right now I have a VA, an operations manager, and we'll call Angela part-time community manager. She helps out with my groups. So I'm building a team so I can step away a little bit from all the day-to-day, like answering every email kind of stuff, and really writing again. So
good. That's awesome.
I don't know if that was the question, but anyway.
No, you're doing great. This is amazing. Also, already, sorry, I was just gonna say, you've already changed Tony's TBR. So Beautiful Demons is tomorrow now. So
thank you.
That's awesome.
Go ahead. You're talking about the community. I'm sorry.
No, the community is the best part. It's the best part. I feel like really everybody that comes to I have a weekly coffee chat on Fridays on my Sarra Cannon channel. Everybody who comes there, it's like my friends. We know each other. So when I finally got to meet Kacey in person, it's like we already knew each other. I think actually it was Cassie who's in the chat, and me and Kacey, and we were at a conference together in Boston, and they were like, let's go get ice cream. And I thought, okay, it'll be like 45 minutes. And we were out for like 6 hours or something talking. So, it's truly organic because it's truly authentic.
Yeah.
There's nothing created about the community. It's just people who are like-minded, who are all going through similar things that resonate with each other. And that is fun.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Now, my perception is that your Sarra Cannon audience and your Heartbreaking audience have a fair amount of overlap. This is my little bitty Venn diagram here. True, false, confirm, deny, yes, but what do you think?
Honestly, I'm not going to try to put myself down here. However, I am going to say that I think a lot, because I haven't been publishing as much, a lot of my actual true Sarra Cannon audience has faded. And so most of the people that have come to be in the Sarra Cannon community are Heartbreathings people that just want to hang out more.
That's awesome.
Or that just really resonate more with the witchy or the books, the book piece of it. So it's hard to know, but when I released The Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, it still sold a good amount of copies. It was like number 4 on all of Apple Books. It was top 10 Google, top 10 Kobo. Amazon's always the toughest nut to crack, but it was like top 400 at Amazon, which is just incredible.
3 digits is baller. Yeah.
Not in Kindle Unlimited, which is harder to do. And so I felt like, okay, my readers are still there, but it's such a challenge especially when you're indie, I feel like, but that's my only experience. So if I'm wrong, just let me know. But I just feel like people want books as fast as they possibly can get them. And when you can't get them out, in trad, sometimes 3 years for the next fantasy book is nothing. 5 years, nothing, right? But in indie, it's like you must have died or given up completely. And but it's hard. It's hard to write book 12 of a series that's been going for 15 years, and so I feel the pressure, but this is the year. And I think at that point we'll kind of see there's a lot of people hanging on for that last book.
Yeah, and that balance matters. So I love this. Please do not hurt your bladder, Steffi. I love how much you're loving this. We have a question here from Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine.
What do you suggest putting on an author website or other platform when you're starting to build? So you don't have your published works yet, but you're starting to build and you want to set that.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think that there's a few different things that you can start going ahead and building that pre-audience. And one of the things is, of course, talking about the things that you love and the things you're consuming that are similar to what you're going to end up being writing. So when I first started, I was blogging a lot about Veronica Mars and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the books that I was loving, like Twilight. Don't judge me. And I love Twilight. And actually, I don't have it with me, but my Kindle has a sticker that says this is the Kindle of a killer, Bella. And so many people don't get it. And I'm like, please, come on.
That's amazing.
But anyway, I was blogging a lot about the things that I liked, and then also talking about my own book. Oh, this is the kind of character I love. And it was just musings of the things that I loved, but also injecting. And I'm also writing a book. So if that's something that you think you would enjoy, it can be really helpful to do that. And then as you are doing this, when you get closer to actually finishing a book, it's a really good idea to have something like what we call a reader cookie or a reader magnet, where it could be character art. It could be a behind the scenes interview of your character that you write. It could be the first chapter of your book. It could be a short story or a prequel, but have something on your website that people can sign up for your newsletter to get news from you. And then if you can send them updates every once in a while in your newsletter, even if it's just literally 5 or 10 people, you've got 5 or 10 people ready to buy that book the first day it comes out. And where that becomes really helpful is that book gets 5 to 10 copies sold. You might end up in the top 100 of your sub niche on Amazon. And then people see it, and then you've got reviews. So it gives you that, I'm not just throwing my book like a piece of spaghetti on the wall. I'm actually like putting it out there to a handful of people that I know are really going to like it. And you can build that ahead of time, years in advance, just going ahead and building that community. And it really is, I think it's a challenge for a lot of people. Like, what do I say? I don't have anything to promise yet, but it's just be yourself. Like Kacey's telling stories about being a helicopter pilot, or writing military sci-fi, or writing, why does she want to write a lit RPG also? Oh, she plays D&D. So you can write about that stuff, and people that resonate with that are going to resonate with your stories too. So that's something you can do on your website. And then if other platforms, I would say in a way, don't worry too much about being everywhere. So I think so many new authors or authors that are getting ready to publish, even if it's in the next couple of years, think, I have to be on TikTok and Instagram, and I need a YouTube channel. And I think it just distracts you from your writing. I would say pick the one platform that you feel like is where most of your readers are going to hang out. And the way you figure that out is you go to your favorite authors that are writing books that you're similar to yours, and see where their community is most active. And that's where you'll find those readers, and then start actively posting, commenting on there so that your username gets noticed. And so like everybody commenting in the chat here, like Vanessa, hi Vanessa, not the Vanessa that disappeared, but Vanessa from our community. I know Vanessa's name and photo because she's been around for years in the community. And that, if she releases a book, I would be standing right in line to buy it because it's already built that piece of community. So authentically interacting with people at your one main place and like not obviously being like, I'm writing a book, here's first chapter, who wants to download the chapter? Like nobody wants to be that person, but just honestly being like, oh, this is so cool, this is what I loved about that book, I'm writing a book too, or whatever, and start talking to people, and that will start building it up. But I find one of the biggest discoverability things, and Kacey and I have talked about this, and she's doing a great job of this on TikTok too. One of the best things you can do once you know what you're writing and what you're going to be promoting and what you're branding yourself as is figuring out, how do I talk about my book in such a way that people like. Hopefully I did a good job, because Steffi was like, oh, I'm witches. You had me at witch. I'm going to go download it. And a couple other people downloaded it because they were like, oh, witches in high school, or like some people hear cheerleaders or fantasy, portal fantasy. And people are like, oh, I got to have that. If you can figure out how to talk about your work in a way that you can have a reader turn their head and be like, ooh, I need that. Do that as much as you can.
Yeah, I love that. There was also, we're not going to recap the whole thing because yet again, I'm surprised by time and it's been an hour. But if you are catching this on the replay or have joined late, which we are so glad you're here, you should go read the conspiracy theory post-it plan in here of like, put in fake post-its to trick people and use extra sticky, like just, I love it. Have codes in there for people to decode. Go have fun in this chat because you guys are on fire tonight. It's amazing.
I need to so there's anyway, there's so many characters in Shadow Demons that people are like, they can't die, so just having a sticky note that says, and then Jackson dies, like never, I hate you.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I think there should be. I love the decoy post-its. I think that is a great idea. I also do love, so if you have access to a helicopter, as at least one person on this chat has, Rob points out that Kacey's tactic of flying into his backyard, stealing $20 and a hamburger, and forcing him to read her book, a very effective tactic. So
as far as Agent Johnson and the FAA is concerned, that never happened.
That's right.
I feel like this is not a scalable marketing tactic.
It's really good, I think. Just like airdrop hamburgers. I don't know. I like that you stole the hamburger. That was key. Also, we're so glad you're here, RGR Joe.
Hey, Joe.
And yes, there are people who are experts in the field, right? So like Geneva is an incredible human, and then incredibly well connected and smart about lit RPG. So yeah, go find those people consensually and respectfully in the places that they are wanting to be, and listen and learn and contribute. And like Sarah said, authentically. Don't go there and be like, okay, if I plug in 3 nice comments, this person will blurb my book. It's not that, but it is like, go find those places where it feels like you're people. And then be one of the people is delightful.
If that feels authentic to you. Because I know, I mean, you're here on YouTube, you're chatting, so probably it feels authentic. But I also want to say, like, there's a million ways to make this career work for yourself. And if you just never want to interact with anyone online, you don't have to. So you would choose Facebook ads instead, or some other way of doing it, or just blogging, or, you know, whatever. So there are no rules. There's only what works for you and what aligns with who you are. But that is a great, if it does align with you, to talk to people on the internet, even if you just go and stalk what the readers are saying in your favorite author's posts, you'll start to see, what do they like about what this author's posting? What are the most popular posts this author is doing? How can I put my own spin on that if it feels authentic to you? So
yeah.
And if you want to know more about those kind of like absolutely solid gold tips, go take Publish and Thrive. Sarah will not say it because she's too polite to, but this is 1/3 my channel, and I'm going to say it. Go take Publish and Thrive. It's worth every penny. Every penny.
No, it's awesome.
I will say, there's a video going out on Heart Breathings tomorrow that's called How to Self-Publish in 2026. And there's a whole checklist, and it's 45 minutes because I cannot talk any more succinctly than that. But it's a good starter place. If you are interested in self-publishing, it's going to tell you all the decisions you need to make to get started.
Yeah. And then you can also find people where you can be sassy on the internet. Like, I love this, Angela. Angela says, we need new people, Nick. And then Melissa immediately, no, he's stuck with her. We love it. Vanessa, I love you already. Yes. # time math. Yes, I super focused on cybersecurity and beyond enemies. That is really true. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Howard. I know
Thanks, Howard.
we knew with Sarah here, we knew we were gonna have so much fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony. I have to highlight this one. That's important.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Tony. He says Beyond Enemies was a good story.
It was incredible.
Broke my brain. Or is it exact quotes?
We're going by it fast. All right, thank you. Nick would never kill a beloved character. He would like all of you to know that feels really important.
That's a lie.
Also, obviously, that was very sarcasm. High sarcasm. Also, Rob is here to write encryption algorithms for post-its. So we are
I'll just pass them through the internet.
Right through. I love it. Neva is amazing. And yes, so here's the thing. The secret to starting to build your own community is you get to not only invite all the people you think are incredible, but like your awesome friends have awesome friends and they invite the people and then you get to talk to them. So that's how we got Sarah, that's how we're getting Geneva. We're just talking to amazing people. We have all of you in the chat, which is freaking amazing. There are maybe a limited numbers of ways to succeed, but you know what? As with Choose Your Own Adventure, you can get creative and find them.
I feel like if there are actually 634,000 plus ways to succeed, you can find the one that will work for you. I feel confident.
Oh my God. And Angela from the top rope, just start somewhere, water it, it will grow. Like you can find people and build your community and find these communities that are great. Okay, it is 1 hour and 6 minutes and Steffi needs to use the restroom. So we are going to go. We are in support of people's bladders here. So if you have enjoyed yourself today and you are not already a frequenter of the Feral Ladies, please feel free to check that little thumbs up because you had a good time and you're still with us. And go ahead and subscribe because we know some really cool people and we love having conversations and you guys make it so much better in the chat. So let's go around and we'll start with Sarah, of course, because she is our incredible guest. Where can people consensually and respectfully stalk you on the internet streets or in real life?
Please don't stalk me in real life too often, but I am going to be speaking at a conference called the Florida Star Conference in Cocoa Beach. So the hotel's right on the beach in Florida, April 20th, 18th, somewhere around there, April 18th ish. That's going to be fun. I'm doing a keynote speech for the first time ever, true keynote, and I'm doing a 3-hour workshop. So that's going to be amazing. And I'm signing books for that. And that's other than I'm applying to be a speaker at Author Nation, which is the biggest indie author conference in Vegas in November. I'm hoping I will be there. I'm not doing a lot of conferences this year, but
because balance.
You can stalk me online anytime you want. I have 2 different brands. So for my books, it's at Sarra Cannon, 2 R's, 2 N's. And so I do a live Friday coffee chat every single Friday. Sometimes if you go to Twitch TV, Sarra Cannon, I am also Twitch streaming horror games like Silent Hill on Thursday nights. And I have a Facebook group, Discord server, and all of that. You can find everything at Sarra Cannon. And then Heart Breathings is everything else. I'm mostly for Heart Breathings on YouTube and Instagram.
And I'm just putting those links in here while we're chatting. So
thank you.
Yeah, of course. Melissa, Kacey, while I type.
Kacey, go.
Okay. I will be at Boscone on President's Day weekend in February. That's in Boston, Massachusetts. It's a long-running, old-school science fiction fantasy convention, so I'm very excited about that. After that, my next convention will be LibertyCon in Chattanooga, Tennessee in June. Hopefully Lit RPG Con in Denver in July, and definitely DragonCon in September in Atlanta. I'll be an attending pro there. You missed it, Steffi. I did it up front this time, changing it up. Hit it off the bat. Stalking me on the internet. You can do it here at Feral Ladies. You can do it over at my Kacey Zell channel. You can buy my books, especially the one that comes out in April, which is book 2 of my fantasy series. And there will be blood and sand. Enjoy. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Where you cannot
you
find
can usually find me in the comments at Sarah's Coffee Chats.
People are demanding the full quote now that we're past the fuck wall. Kacey.
Oh, fine. In case you have forgotten, one of my very favorite things to do in the entire world, and possibly something I might go do as soon as we're done here, is to, in fact, fuck my husband.
There we are. There. We can't. There are like 4 or 5 requests of like, no, it's not the same. You have to say it. So yeah. I love it for us, but mostly for Easy and Kacey.
I love it for me. It's amazing.
So great. Melissa, what about you?
Okay, so I will not be at BozCon. Unfortunately, my husband's schedule is insane right now.
I thought you were going to say, I will not be fucking Kacey's husband. Which is true.
Thank you for not doing that.
I just want to, confirm. Okay, please continue.
My husband, Dan, approves of that.
I also approve.
Everybody is too monogamous. Here we are.
Way too monogamous for that.
Way too monogamous. Happily married.
Happily monogamous.
Oh my God.
I really enjoy it.
I totally got this.
You do.
Okay.
Sarah's like, what am I doing with these crazy bitches?
She has seen this from us. Well, no, she's leaving us.
She's like, I'm out.
Like, not here.
I will not be associated.
That's Melissa. We have broken all of our watchers. You were all very welcome. No pineapples.
No pineapples.
No, stop cooking the same one. There we are. Poor Sarah. Okay.
I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into.
We saved
I
it.
did come here willingly.
Thank you. Ooh. Melissa, while they cannot find you at BozCon, they can in fact find you where?
They can find me at Mid-South Con in March. I should probably get on that because it's my local con here in Memphis. I should probably see if they want me back as a guest this year. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a very small con. It's fine. I will be at Jordan Con though in April, which is going to be. I'm looking forward to it. Brandon Sanderson is going to be there this year, and it should be a great time. I will probably have my children, with me. Because again, husband's schedule is insane. So I will also be at LibertyCon and DragonCon, which I'm really excited about. So
and what is your release this year that people should be on the lookout for?
So the sequel to Rise from Ruin, that book right here, it's a pretty art, which I love so much. Tempered by Fire is out July 7th of this summer, and I am buried in edits right now for it. I am working hard, y'all. That's why I'm wearing my, it's fine. Everything's fine. Sure. And this one just came out, which also same cover artist, Pierluigi Abbondanza. Oh, man, it's so talented. Mm-hmm. So Bronze Legion with Jason Cordova. So fantasy, little sci-fi. I got you.
Love it. And I am Marisa Wolf. You can find me here. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. This is where I show up. If you want to know more about the dragon adjacent horde that I have built, I am featuring it on Instagram at BookDogs and various shenanigans like bloopers at my attempts to make reels because this is not my strength or my love language. I am here for ridiculousness. You can find me this year at BozCon, at LibertyCon, at DragonCon. You can find me next year at the very first new con in Virginia Beach, run by the...
Will you have any special role to play at said con?
Let me first tell you how to find them because they're voting on a new name. So it's an experienced con running crew, but a brand new con in Virginia Beach. It will be April of 2027. It is run by the Fantasy Literary Society, so you can look them up and vote on their new name. I will be their mistress of ceremonies, which means all these shenanigans you can get up on stage. So come and hang out with us. It will be amazing. All of my releases this year are anthologies because I will be writing a 700 to 900 page novel with the fabulous David Weber. So you have no other novels for me in this year. I will be focused on that. But you can find us here at least twice a month talking to amazing, amazing people who are full of inspiration and joy like Sarra Cannon. And we are so pleased that she joined us. So go be awesome. Come back and be awesome with us. Find your people and community. Hopefully we'll be a part of it. And that's all. Anything else, ladies?
Bye.
Okay, well, rar.
Love you. Goodbye.